Hi everyone. Today you may have known this, and I'm actually quite excited for this. Finally, we are getting a 1966 Godzilla figure from Bandai. Thank goodness, because I always wanted this. There are some other ones like, I don't know, like Mothra 1966 and Mothra 1961 and 1964. There's a lot of them that I really wish Bandai could do. And also, one of my favorites would have been cool to see as a Bandai figure, everybody, is the 1968 or 19. I mean, we already got a 1968, so there's really no reason for that. But the monsters versions of a scrapped monster film, like Bride of Godzilla as a figure, that would have been cool. If I could probably draw a picture and maybe make what the robot daughter may have looked like. And then my favorite would be the Godzilla design, the scrapped Godzilla film called the Volcano Monsters. I think you may have heard of this before, but the monsters were not originally Godzilla. This is the first time without Godzilla having his ears or his fourth toe, like the later ones would do for their original figures for their back in their time. To see how he doesn't have his feet or his ear, but whatever. But yeah, Godzilla has been like, I don't know. It's just the 1966 Godzilla. I like him actually, but the only thing I think they should have done is just make the eyes look a little bigger, just like in the Ebura cut, and also the mouth. I really wish I could move and close like I do with my other monsters, and there's just so many other monsters that I can think of, but there's just too many to think. Well, my only opinion, I think it would be cool to see is a Maguma figure from Gorath. So I can make one for Maguma and one for Totara from Ultra Q episode 27. Yes, it would have been very interesting to see what that may have looked like, but unfortunately we don't have any sorts of things like that. But it would have been really cool to see figures like that. But we did get 1966 or 1966. You may know what I'm saying, but unfortunately, the mouth just doesn't have painted teeth. I noticed that a lot of figures don't have that kind of thing, but whatever. So, well, I don't know. I just think they should have had like made monsters in the 1966 era first, but then they can go to 1960 to 1954 to 1965. Like they could start off with Godzilla, and then they would move on to like the early 70s 2000s films, but unfortunately that is not the case, because they did that a while and it wasn't that bad, but the line does kind of get goofy sometimes with the figures. But we don't really have that many like characters, but in my collection I do. I almost have every single character. So Bandai, if you're listening to this video, I really wished you can hopefully that Bandai will make a 1967. What was Gorath made? I think it was 1967. I think. No, 1962. Sorry, I remember now, or something like that. Or is it 1963? I think it was 1963. Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, if Bandai could do this, Bandai, if you're doing this, hopefully you will do a Muguma figure and some of Gamera's foes, maybe. That would be pretty nice. Maybe a remold, and that would be pretty nice. But yeah, guys, that's just my only opinion. I really do love the figures, but they're just not correct. The design is, but not the entire figures as the early 70s films. But yeah, guys, that's it. And oh wait, hold on. You may notice I've been using the 1966 Godzilla. You know why I keep using him? Because he's my favorite Godzilla in the line. So, hopefully someday Bandai will release more of these early scrapped Godzilla films, but definitely not the Snowman, because I don't like that guy. Thank goodness Toho doesn't talk to him, but if Bandai could make legs and hands and also a removable head for the Varan figure, I think that would be very cool. And we could also have a 1968 Baragon. That would be kind of interesting. Hopefully someday Baragon or something, or whatever Bandai figure Bandai releases, but hopefully someday, we don't know, but yeah. Hopefully guys, you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and maybe new videos will come out soon. And otherwise, take a look at my other videos. Thanks for watching.